Bitcoin is the soundest money ever created, and its network, the Bitcoin network, is the most secure and decentralized and well-distributed network in existence. A complex network of miners and nodes use the proof of work concept to verify transactions and ensure that consensus is rolled out across the network. As a drawback, however, there are certain limitations when it comes to Bitcoin's network. One of them is time. Bitcoin blocks are mined approximately every 10 minutes, which when it comes to transactions can be relatively slow. Also, senders pay fees for their transactions to be mined into a block, and sometimes these fees can be rather steep. Fortunately, there are alternative networks that we can use to transact Bitcoin while overcoming some of these obstacles of time and fees. These are things we call layer 2s. Here at Bull Bitcoin, we use the Bitcoin network, as well as a Lightning network and the Liquid network to make sure you have the widest options possible to be able to move Bitcoin as quickly and as easily and as cheaply as possible. But what is Liquid and what is Lightning, you might be asking? I just want to take a moment to explain the differences between the two, some of the advantages, and why you might want to use them. Let's start with the Lightning network. Now, the Liquid network is built in parallel to Bitcoin and is very similar in some degrees. Unlike blocks on the Bitcoin network, blocks in Liquid do not use proof of work, meaning that they can be confirmed much quicker. In fact, blocks on the Liquid network are confirmed every minute, so that speeds up your transaction time. Another advantage of the Liquid network, aside from its speed, is also the confidentiality. On the blockchain, amounts are obfuscated, meaning that it's more confidential as people don't know how much Bitcoin is being transacted across Liquid. A little preface about the differences between Lightning and Liquid in terms of custody. Normally, a lot of Lightning wallets will be custodied with third parties, which does put a risk to your funds. Liquid is much easier to custody, as you'll hold the seed phrase with which you can recover your funds at any time to any app on any device. The Bull Bitcoin wallet is principally based around Liquid for these reasons. We believe that you should be holding the keys to your funds at all times. However, Lightning can be super fun as well, and it's the fastest network out there. So there are trade-offs. Bitcoin being the most secure, but the longest and the most expensive. Liquid falls in the middle. You have a custodial advantage by holding the private keys yourself, being able to recover the wallet in case of loss, whereas Lightning is either complex to manage, but also very fast and fun. These are the trade-offs and the solutions that we bring to you. There's no perfect fit. What we recommend is trying out each of the networks yourself and getting to know them a little bit more. The Bull Bitcoin wallet is a great way to start because it gives you access to all three of the networks in one simple app. Do download it, give it a try, and let us know how you're getting on. It's quite a complex issue, and you can feel free to do your own research and delve into how Liquid and Lightning offer solutions to Bitcoin scaling problems. Today in this video, I just want to show you how you can use both Liquid and Lightning at Bull Bitcoin to buy, sell, and make payments. We've integrated all three networks seamlessly into our exchange, so you can move between one network and the other and get the job done exactly as you want to. Let's have a look at how we can use Liquid and Lightning here at Bull Bitcoin. As a quick prerequisite, it is worth noting that to use Liquid or Lightning, you need a wallet that can use both of these networks. It is possible that the wallet you're using only uses the standard Bitcoin network, and as a result, won't be able to receive or send payments across Liquid or Lightning. Here at Bull Bitcoin, we've made it super simple. We've brought all three of these networks into one hot wallet. What you can do is you can download this wallet either on iOS or Android, and once installed on your mobile device, open it up. It's a one-click get-go, so I'm going to create a new wallet, and then I'm able to send, receive Lightning and Liquid. So let's click on Create New Wallet. All right, there it is. So as you can see at the top, we have the secure Bitcoin wallet, which is on the regular Bitcoin network. This is a standard wallet that can send and receive funds on Bitcoin, but you already knew that. Where this gets interesting is if we scroll down, the instant payments network, you can see it's mentioned Liquid and Lightning. So here when I click receive, you'll actually see that I have the choice to toggle between receiving Lightning or receiving Liquid. One of the biggest advantages of having the secure Bitcoin network and Liquid and Lightning integrated into one wallet is that yes, you're able to secure all of this with one seed phrase. If you don't know how to secure a hot wallet using the seed phrase, make sure you watch a video about how you can back this up, because all funds that are transferred on here are also in your custody. Okay, so we've got our wallet set up and we're ready to go. I'm logged into my Bull Bitcoin platform here, and as you can see, I have $60, which I want to use to buy some Bitcoin. So I'm going to click on Buy Bitcoin. Today, I only want to buy a small amount of 30 Canadian dollars, and as you can see, that amount isn't available on the Bitcoin network. This is because the minimum amount to use the regular Bitcoin network at Bull Bitcoin is 0.001. The reason for this is that when we send across the Bitcoin network, Bull Bitcoin is paying the fee to send it across to you. And with small amounts, that fee becomes a large percentage of the total. So this is why we're recommending using things like Liquid and Lightning. It saves everybody fees and is also a lot quicker. So for this small amount, I'm going to select that I want to buy using Liquid. And it's asking me for a Liquid address, which starts with the letters LQ. Pretty simple, because we now have the Bull Bitcoin wallet, which will do all of this for us. So what I want to do is I want to click on Receive, and I'll get that address. Here, when you've clicked Receive, you'll see the three options at the top. Now, because I'm receiving on Liquid, that's what I'm going to select. And here's my address. I simply copy and then paste that address into the exchange. I'm confirming that I'm sending this to my own wallet, and I click Continue. Before we send out any funds, there's always a confirm screen so you can double check you got everything right. I'm happy with this, so let's confirm that buy. All right, so we got a confirmation that I bought the Bitcoin over at Bull Bitcoin. Oh, and it just arrived over on my wallet. That's how quick it is. We can send super quickly across. Now, the Liquid network will take up to a minute to confirm that transaction. As you can see here, it's actually pending right now. But within a minute, I'll have those funds on my wallet and ready to spend somewhere else. Okay, so there, as you can see, I've got my funds now received on the Bull Bitcoin wallet, and it happened with under a minute because it's the Liquid network. There I can see my balance has adjusted, and I'm ready to spend these funds wherever I need to. So how do we do this the other way around? Well, to do this, I'm actually going to use Lightning this time to sell some Bitcoin onto my account balance. So I'm going to click Sell Bitcoin. And one of the best things about using these layer 2 networks is we can actually use very small amounts with paying next to nothing as a fee. So I'm actually going to sell $2 of Bitcoin. And that's selected using the Lightning network right here. I click Continue. Now, just to keep things simple, I'm just going to put that $2 right back onto my account balance so I can buy Bitcoin again with it later. All right, and now we have what's called an invoice here. This is a payment request from Bull Bitcoin with a Lightning address and the amount encoded into it. You can see the amounts just down here, and we also have the address here. So what I do now in my Bull Bitcoin wallet is I'm going to click on Send. It's going to ask for the recipient's address. So I could use my QR code and use the camera, but I'm actually just going to copy this address across and paste it in here and click Continue. So now we can see that the send is right here. We have the amount and the address. I simply click Confirm and the Bull Bitcoin wallet will send it out. All right, and there it was. I managed to send $2 over to Bull Bitcoin, and if I go back to my dashboard, we'll see that I now have that amount credited. Sell $2 of Bitcoin using Lightning. It was super simple, all from my Bull Bitcoin wallet. I hope this helped in clarifying the differences between the Bitcoin network, Liquid, and Lightning. These are three options that we offer to you to be able to diversify how you can move Bitcoin in and out of Bull Bitcoin. It's definitely worth the time to try and experiment with these different networks, as they each have their own advantages and disadvantages. Using something like the Bull Bitcoin wallet, you have all of these networks in one simple to use app, which you also hold 100% custody over all your funds. Have fun out there using these networks, and as always, stay sovereign.